Hello guys, this is Cyrus. In this video, I'll be talking about GitHub. So, what is GitHub? So let me just go to my slide. So first of all, working for Do for SA, which is an institution that is developing youth for IT industry and the fourth national revolution through coding. So let's talk about Git. So the program that I'm under, it's Make Me a Coder. I'm making students coders. To be specific, software, full stack software developers, as well as Python developers. So now let's talk about Git. So, and GitHub, but this video is about GitHub. So GitHub was launched in 2008 as a platform built around Git, a powerful version control system created by Linus Torvalds, the same developer behind the Linux operating system. So this Git was designed to help developers. Git, which is different from GitHub, was designed to help developers track changes, manage versions, and collaborate efficiently. Meaning you can just collaborate with someone that is outside the country. Meaning you can create the same project, you can manage the changes. At the same time, you can track the changes that are made by your partner that are collaborating with. So now let's talk about GitHub. So GitHub has capability for providing web-based cloud-hosted environment where individuals and teams can store projects, contribute remotely, and collaborate from anywhere in the world. So these two are different. So GitHub, on the other hand, is owned by Microsoft. It was acquired by Microsoft. So it's basically owned by Microsoft. So let's go deeper to GitHub. So GitHub is a cloud-based platform that allows you to store, manage, update your project files remotely. It enhances teamwork by enabling multiple people to work on the same project at the same time. It also promotes transparency, collaboration, and productivity, making it one of the most widely used platform for software development globally. Now, let's go to the most important question. Is Git the same as GitHub? No, Git and GitHub are not the same. Git is a version control tool that runs locally on your computer. It tracks changes to your files. Okay, let me just quickly go there. So, guys, this is Git. This is Git. So, this is Git. As you can see, there's a Git bash there. So, this is Git. So, now let me go now and show GitHub. You just type GitHub there. GitHub. So this is GitHub. You just try to log in first there. Let me just log in with Google. Yes. Use this account. I'm supposed to do the other. So guys, this is GitHub. See, it's web-based, it's cloud-based, and this one it's stored local on my computer. So this is the difference between the two. So let me move on. So benefits of using GitHub. So GitHub is the central storage of projects, meaning you keep your files safe and accessible from any device. Yeah. Meaning now, let's say that I'm working on a project and then it's stored on GitHub, and then I don't have my computer, meaning I can just go to the library and then use any computer, then access my project and then add my changes and then save it there on cloud, and then that's it. I'm fine. As long as I know my credentials for GitHub, meaning I can locate my project anywhere remotely, and I can make changes to that project and then still store it on cloud. And then it's free web hosting, meaning I can host my web page on GitHub. Meaning it's easier for me to test the web page. And it's either for me to share the link to the stakeholders or to the product owner so that they can see the progress of my work. Okay, now I've done this. Okay, let me just create an example. Okay, no, I'll do that in a minute. And then version tracking, maintain a clean history of all the changes made, meaning can you still keep track of the changes that were made to your project. Then professional visibility, build a public portfolio to showcase your work to employers or clients. Okay, we'll talk about that. Repository repo. So now let's talk about the common GitHub terminology. Well, for repository repo, a project folder that contains all your files, documents, and code. It can be public or private. Then a comment, a snapshot of your project as a specific point in time. Making a commit means saving. So this is very important. Whenever you've just so after you've made a change on GitHub, you must make sure that you commit or you save those changes. And then a separate version of your project where you can test new features without affecting the main version. Yeah. So this is one of the powerful features whereby you can just create a separate version of your project, whereby you can just play around, you can do your refactoring, and you can change the underlying code without changing the behavior of the code. And then this will not affect your main code. And then you can just play around with it. So even if it crashes, it's not gonna affect the main one. Then let's go to merge, commanding changes from one branch to another. So this is just merging. So let's go on. So now let's talk about how to host a web application on GitHub. So now let's go to Git now and talk about so these are the top repositories on my left side. So this is my dashboard. It's always like this, the dashboard. And then on the left, this is the home by the way. If you click there, you're on the home page of GitHub. And then on the left, you have your repositories, meaning you have all the projects that you've created. And then now, if you want to create a new project, you can just click on new like this. And then you can write a repository name. Let me just write portfolio or just create demo portfolio, portfolio, and then this is, let me just write a description. This is demonstration of GitHub in action, and then to create a repository like that, and then create a new file like that. So now you have this part. So now at this part, you can just create a code. For instance, let me just create a simple HTML file, a type, doc type, HTML. So this is just a version of HTML. This is version 5. And then what do I do now? I just add the root element, which is HTML. HTML. And then after that, you can just write the head element, indent, head, where I'll just put my metadata, head element like this. Then I'll write the title, I just need portfolio of John Doe, like that. A portfolio of John Doe like that. And then let me go to the body. So body and head are siblings. So just write the body like that. And then let me write now a heading, which is H1. So let me just use semantic tags because this is a portfolio. Let's just say header like that. And then header. Then let's write H1, which is the largest, most important heading. So this will be the heading. Control C, Control V, then H1 like that. So this is the heading, which is this part is the header. And then can create now the navigation bar like this. So this is just nav. I'll use this element, which is nav, and then which is a semantic tag as well, and then navigation bar, and then I just say so now we're creating a navigation bar. So basically navigation bar is just a list of hyperlinks. So just say unordered list like this, unordered list, and then we close the unordered list there, and then I use now a list like that. Then I use this as reference is equal to, let's say, about, and then we use that, and then just like that is, then, so this is just a navigation bar. This is just a navigation bar like that, and then like that, and then you can just say skills there, can put skills, and then you can put those are the skills, and then you can put after the skills, let's just put conduct, conducts, or projects, and just put projects, projects, projects. And then let's also write there about about uh, skills, skills, and then let's write projects like that. Yes. And then now let's move on to, so I've finished creating my you can also add contacts there, but we don't have enough time. So this is the navigation bar. So this is the header portfolio of Jondo. And then you can go to and we can create a main. Then we can create a main like this. Okay, let's say main. And then main like this. And then in the main, you can create overview or summary. So you can create the first section, which may be summary or let me see. So you can create the first section. You can just say section and ID is equal to. You can just call it overview, overview or summary. You can call it anything, but it's just the first paragraph, the introduction. Can just say it's intro. It's intro. Yes, like this. There's no need for that. Doesn't have to go down. I am John Doe from. I'm John Doe from Port Elizabeth. I am a full stack developer. I have 4 years of experience. This is short, it's fine. Then you close your section. Close your section. So this is the first section. So you can add another section. But we can just put our skills there. Section, then ID is equal to, then you just write your skills. Skills, then your skills can just, then let's close this one section like this. Then on the skills, you can create another list like this for skills. And then you can just say close this tag, and you can create the first skill like that. So this is the first skill, and then you do this. Let's say you have the scouting, let's say computer literacy. Start from the beginning, computer literacy. And then let's go to the second one, mathematics. Mathematics. Let's go to the other one, which is computer literacy, mathematics. Let's see, some, let's just say web development, web development, development, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python, Django, and then let's close this like this. Then let's also put Kali Linux there. Kali Linux. Kali Linux. Let's put Java. Let's just say data structures. Let's see. Java. C++. Like that. And then let's do it like that. Yes. Now I can add more sections, but let's just save. Look at that. So at this point, this is where you save your changes on the commit changes. And then now this is where you write the name of your file. This is where you write the name of your file. So now let me just do this. Let me write the name, which is index.html. So that is the name of the file. So we must always put that .html. And then let me just commit my changes. Now commit message. This is create initial portfolio. Yeah, this is fine. Extend the description. No, I can just extend, put anything, but this is optional. So this is mandatory. A commit message. Yeah. So it's difficult for others to read that message. So just commit changes there. Yeah. So now this file is created, which is index.html. So now let's go to settings. So now we're hosting this so that you can share the link to other people, to stakeholders. Okay, I can just put it on my resume and do whatever I want with it. But I just wanted it to be a link. And then I go to pages, and then I go to main, then I click save after that, and then it's saved. Meaning now, once I put it on the main branch, now it means I've deployed it as a web page. Now you must click refresh after that. You must click refresh, must click refresh, and then wait for it. Click home, while I'm still waiting it. So now let's look for it. It was portfolio, demo portfolio. So this is it. This is demo portfolio. So go back to it, we click there, and then you go to settings, and then you go to, okay, where is it? Pages. There now there's a link. You go to visit site. There's our portfolio. Portfolio of Dondo. Now look at this now. Portfolio of Dondo. I have skills, I have projects, but all now we said that a portfolio now, sorry, let's talk about this one, a navigation bar, is a list of hyperlinks. Now, this one, it's correct because we can see that it's blue and it's a link, but these ones, they are not links. Meaning we have to go back now and look for the errors that we made. So now let's go back to the repositories. Click there on the cat. Go to the home page, and then let's look for our demo. Where is our demo? Portfolio demo. There it is. And then let's click on the file. Now let's edit the file. Yes. So now let's see what is happening. What is happening? So must take this and put it there. And as well, must take this guy, which is the closing hyperlink tag, and close it there like that. So we'll fix the first part. Now again, let's come to this part. So let's see what's wrong on this part. So again, we have something that is wrong here on the annotated list because we didn't say it there. So this is main, and then main was closed here, and then we had this section, and then we had this ID like that. That is fine. That is fine. A section. That is fine. That is fine. Scales. So this is the error. We must always, this must be inside the braces. And then now we commit our changes. After we've made changes, we commit the message. Now, look at this. This is perfectly fine. The commit message, fixed, anchor tags, and scars section ID. You can create a new branch or you can commit directly to the main branch. So now I just want to commit directly to the main branch. So you can just say commit changes like that. Yes. Now I can go back and then I can go back like this, then do this. So now we can go back like this. So let's go back to the page of ours. So demo portfolio like this. So let's go to settings. Let's go to pages. Let's go to where is it page? Okay. Yeah. So now look now, it's fixed. I have now a list of my skills. Computer literacy, mathematics, web development, Kali Linux, data structures using C, Java, C++. Uh, so guys, this is how we use GitHub, but there's more, obviously, but you just have to practice. You have to get your hands on GitHub. Okay, let me show you now how you can just create a project locally, and then let's try and create project locally, and let's create a project locally, and then decide. So let me just say portfolio there. Let's create a project locally and then host it on GitHub portfolio, and then select, and then I'll do this. Let's say create a file there. I'll use that, create a file. Just go rid of that. Let's create index.html like this and press enter. And then what do I do now? Let me just do this. You can just write portfolio, press portfolio, portfolio like this. And then I can just say header, then H1, and come to my portfolio. That is fine. The navigation bar like this, that is fine. And then I create, that is fine. And then that is fine. And then what do I do now? I save my project now, like this. And then I go to GitHub now. So now let's go to this one so that you can refer to these steps. So now the first step, obviously, is to go to GitHub. So now let's go to GitHub. So when you click on GitHub as a web application, so this is where it will redirect you to. So let me just go to the home page. This is where GitHub will take you. And then let's go to the steps. Create a new repository. So these are the steps. Create a new repository. That is where create a new repository. The second step is to upload or create files. So the first part that I've just done, I've created files. So now this is different. I'll just upload because my project is the one that I just did previously. I was creating it on GitHub, but this one I'm creating it on my local machine using a VS Code. So now I must just upload the files from my desktop to GitHub. So let's go and see how do you upload files there. Okay, but first let me just add some folder because people always struggle. In most cases, people struggle. Okay, let me just okay, let me do this. Downloads. I just want a picture, a new picture, so that people just download. Uh, People struggle with the images, how to store images. So let me just quickly take this. So my folder, the folder for my project is inside this HTML project. This is the portfolio. So I'll just create a folder for projects like this. Because people struggle, I'll just say image. So this is the folder where I'll store my images for the project. Yeah, that is John Doe. So let me just add a picture for John Doe there on my project. So let me just put it there in the header. Can just put it there as a figure. The figure there. And then let me just put it as a figure there. Images. Picture John Doe. Of John Doe. Picture of John Doe. Just write John Doe like this. So now let's put a picture of John Doe there. So there is a picture of John Doe like this. And then let's just write width. Let's just make it 200 pixel. And height 200 pixel as well. So let me just put now that picture. So the picture is inside this folder, which is image. So first thing I'll write it's image like this, and then write the name of the picture, John Doe, like this. So it's inside it's John Doe, it's inside the folder which is image like that. So let me go live and test my project. So this is my project. Welcome to my portfolio, home, about me, projects, and then John Doe, this is the picture. Featured products, yes, I'm project A. Project B, there it is. This is my project. Now, let me show you now. Okay, let me just upload this now. Let me just upload this. Okay, let me do this. Let me upload now. Let's go back to GitHub. Now, let's go back to the steps. Just one more time. So, as we said, the first step is to create a new repository. That was the first step. The second step is to write a repository name. Let's just say John Doe portfolio port John Doe portfolio John Doe portfolio, and then description. This is the demonstration. This is demonstration of GitHub in action, and then create a repository. So we're still on step number 2. Still on step number 2. Now, at firstly, I've used this button, create a new file. But now, since I'm uploading from my local machine, I'll use upload an existing file. So just click on that. So now I have this drag files to add them to a repository. Meaning I can just drag my files there. So I can just drag this folder like this. You see? It's being uploaded. One of one files being uploaded. And then I can also drag this one as well. I'm checking that one as well. Index.html. I'm checking that one as well. So you can also choose files. You can also do it this way and then navigate the folder of your project. Go to HTML project and go to this one. But it's always hard because you cannot just click on it. You cannot select a folder. So I always recommend drag and drop. But you can also do it that way. Or so index. This is index.html. This is my folder for my project. So this is the file. This is the folder. So I've uploaded both of them. And then now after that, I'll just commit changes. I'll just commit changes like that. I'll just commit changes. Let's just wait for it. So let's navigate and see. So the third step now is to go to settings. So let's go to settings. Let's just wait for it to process my files, to complete processing my files. Yes, it is finished. Now, what you can do now is to go to settings, which is the third step. And then the fourth step, select pages. So now I go to settings and then now I select pages. So now on settings, access the repository settings from the top navigation bar. So now select pages. So I've gone to settings. Now on my left, I must look for pages. So I'll just scroll on the left and then look for pages. What next? I am on pages now. Choose main branch. So let's choose main branch. So this is where you choose the main branch. You just click there, choose main branch, and then you save. You save at as, save your settings. So I've done that, and then refresh page. So now I must refresh my page. I must refresh my page. Just click on refresh there. Then I must go home. And then let's wait for it to refresh. You can refresh again. And then now let's look for the portfolio of John Doe on my left. Portfolio of John Doe, there it is. And then let's go to settings again. We're looking for a link. Let's go to pages. There is my link. Let's visit the site. There is my website. So you can just put your work, the work that we've done, the projects that we've created here. You can put your contact details, you can put everything you want. So now, after this, so you can just click here and copy the link and then put it on your resume or put it on LinkedIn. You can do whatever you want with this link. Hope this guys was helpful and fun. Thank you.